This is Weekdays with Lee Dixon on your iHeart radio station, and it's time to say good morning to Craig Hebble from Ulverston Real Estate for a peek inside. G'day, mate. How are you?
Good morning to you, Lee. I hope you're well on this beautiful sunny coast day. Yeah.
Well, I think it's set to change, so enjoy it while the sun's out. Let's talk real estate. What are you going to cover today?
We're going to talk a little bit about first home sellers, because much of the real estate conversation centres around first home buyers.
Really does.
So whilst money was cheap, they drove much of the market activity and growth, and that was in lockstep with investors. And when you've got first home buyers and investors competing against each other, that's what pushes your prices upward.
Right.
So that lasted until about the middle or third quarter of 2022. So since then, and about 12 interest rate rises later,
Oh, no.
they've headed back to the sheds to see if it's worth lacing up the boots and jumping into the game.
Will we get another rise next week?
I'm saying yes, but if you've watched mainstream media, the so-called experts say, oh, they might pause it. I'll say they probably will.
All right. Sorry to interrupt, as you were.
Anyway, I hope I'm proven wrong. So over the last few weeks, a few first home buyers have stretched up, put on the boots, and asked the coach if they can have a run. Now, it appears that there's a belief, and this is what you just alluded to, that prices may have stabilised, which they have, and the RBA may take another breather in their assault on the Aussie economy.
Yeah, right. So when first home buyers, get the checkbook out, what kind of budget are they working with these days?
Here in the Northwest, around that, for a house, a freestanding house, in that 400 to 500K, that's their sweet spot.
Yep.
It needs to be clean and free of any requirement of having to do substantial renovation. So they basically want in that sort of price level, they want it as move-in ready as possible.
But what about first home sellers?
Exactly. First home sellers somewhat get ignored, but not anymore as far as I'm concerned. Like first home buyers, they can be unsure about the processes and protocols of selling, just as they were when it came to buying. And as the market remains a little uncertain, and if interest rates do continue to rise, we may see a few more first home sellers enter the fray if their work, family, or financial situation changes.
Craig, what do first home sellers need to think about then?
It's really simple, Lee. They need to think about the how, where, what, when, and why.
Okay.
Just the 5 basic questions.
Let's start with the what then, mate.
So what do we need to make the home more saleable? What do we need to do to make it more saleable? That's a question a first home seller should always ask themselves. And what will be a realistic price to expect? That's your what.
Yeah, okay. Then the next question is obviously why.
Why? Why do you want to sell? Why do we want to sell? Is it a have to sell, want to sell, or need to sell situation? All home sellers need to understand this. Unless your motivation to sell in this market is a 7 out of 10 or greater, don't bother.
Okay, next up is how.
How? How are we going to sell it? Via private treaty, where we put a price on it, an auction. So yeah, auctions, they're so underestimated here. Inspections by appointment, open homes, price range, price guide, no price. How? The how is very important.
Yep, and what about the where? That I'm supposing that's just as important as well?
Where? You bet. Where are we going when it sells? If you don't have a predetermined destination, you might not be able to pull the trigger when offers come in.
Okay, yeah.
You've got to have somewhere to live.
Well, this is true. When is the next question?
This is probably one of the most important questions a seller can ask themselves, including first-time sellers. But one of the least asked, when do we want to or need to sell by? Is time more important than money or vice versa? Always remember, you can make money, but you can't make time. It's a strictly finite resource.
There's our basic guide for first home sellers to work off. Great advice as usual, Craig.
It is, and I hope people really embrace that. But choosing an agent that understands your particular needs and knows how to tailor a marketing and sale plan to suit you is probably your most important decision.
Got any stats for us today?
Mate, stats. I love a good stat, don't you?
Stat me up. Stat
you right up. Okay, we've got some quick... Now, get anyone that's listening, get your pen and paper. If we're talking about the major centres here on the coast, we're going to talk about median prices, average days on market, and average vendor discounts at the moment. So, are you ready to roll?
I've got my pen and paper. Go.
Okay, Ulverston, median price, 478,000. Average days on market, 24. I actually think that's a bit longer. Average vendor discount is around 2%. So that's the discount on what it's listed for and what they bring it back to get it sold.
Yep.
Okay? West Ulverston, median price, 459,000. Days on market, 25. Discount, 4.25%. Burnie, median price, 428. Days on market, 42.
Wow.
Yep. Days on market are creeping up. Average discount, 2.21%. Penguin, median price.
Here we go.
552,000.
Wow.
Penguin's a very popular place.
Yeah.
The days on market, 27.5, and average discount, 3.5%. And we'll round it out with Devonport, median price, 463,000. Days on market, 20.5. So they're moving a little bit quicker in Devonport, and the average discount, 2.36%.
Lovely. Always great to talk real estate with you. Craig Hebel at Ulverston Real Estate. Thank you for this week's Peek Inside.
Thanks, Lee. See you next week.